Good morning. Wednesday morning, March 2nd, right? Yep, March 2nd. Before I do anything, I just want to say um, a little prayer to Ukraine. Um, we're all praying for you. Just want to start out with that. And then after that, I got a couple of shout outs I'd like to mention. My friend Joanna is having some surgery today. I want to wish her the best of everything, speedy recovery. And we know everything's going to turn out just fine. So, hope to be hearing from you soon. And one last shout out to Claire, another friend of the Espresso Knitting group. A speedy recovery to you too, Claire. Take it easy and do what they tell you to do. Great. Okay, here we are. If you tuned in last week, you saw my sidekick, Hunter Aurelius Frattora. He's in school this week, so unfortunately, it's just me, Diane, here with the retirement videos and how I'm spending my retirement. I have a YouTube channel that's just under Diane Roberts. I'm on Instagram as Canned Music and Diane Roberts on Facebook. That's about it. Oh, Roberts 108 in Ravelry, although I don't do anything there. I started putting projects in there, but not much info in there. But you can email me there, Roberts108 at Ravelry. So, I do have the pleasure of picking up my grandson at 2 because it's his early dismissal day and his mom's got an appointment. So I get to pick him up, and today's plan is that we can finally go in stores. I mean, we still wear masks, but his mom's letting us go. So his pick is Dollar Tree, and probably I didn't tell him I'm going to take him to 2. He was in between Dollar Tree and Salvation Army because he likes to poke around in places, just like Grandma. But anyway, we're gonna go to 2 places today because I pick him up at 2, and he usually doesn't even get home from school till about 4:30. So we'll have some time to spend. Okay, back to the task at hand. It is week 9 in 52 weeks of dishcloths. So let me get right into that. Right? Yeah, let's get right into that. Last week, I announced that my dishcloth for the week was going to be, I couldn't pronounce it, bamboos. It's either bambooze-e or bambooze-e. And what it is I looked it up. It's a big bamboo, but it's big bamboo. We remember that name. Um, it's a it's bigger than the small bamboo plants that comes to mind when you think of bamboo, like houseplant size. They're huge. They're big. They're like the shrubbery or maybe even mini tree like. And the reason this is called bamboozy is because it has a bamboo stitch. And the bamboo stitch is cool because it's the set. It looks nice on the front and it looks nice on the back. And to tell you the truth, yes, I think that's meant to be the back. And this is the front. I don't know. Wait, I have to look at it again. No, this is the front. And this is the back. Either way. But it's reminiscent of those, I didn't block this one, so some of the stitches are a little crooked. Even though it's cotton, I block it, and then everything kind of evens out. It's reminiscent of spa fabric, the cotton, woven cotton that has that big, almost like you could cross stitch on it. They have the robes and the towels for your hair, and sometimes even like flip-flop for your slippers. Yeah, so not that I've ever been to a spa, but I've seen the products. Spa's not my thing, but anyway, these would be good. These are nice. These will be nice for face cloths. I think I'm going to do some more of these for face cloths because I don't like huge face cloths. I just like them small like this and nice and soft. So that's the bamboozy, bamboozy, or bamboozy. You can listen to it on YouTube. They have the pronunciation. So that was this week. Now, a little more on dishcloths. Something that happened this week. I've been decluttering. This is like, yeah, for me to get to where I'm going, I have to step a couple of, you know, one step forward, two steps back. I've been decluttering. I'm still decluttering. I'm trying to get 2 bags out of the house a day. Sometimes, I don't, but I've been better. I think it's the spring. It's easier to do things. It's a gloriously sunny day again today. So it's the gray days that get me down. So in my decluttering, I've been going through old patterns. I have like just printouts that I used to just print out things. I printed this out 12/20/2012. That tells me if it was 12/20, I was probably looking for a Christmas gift. And it was free knitting patterns. I never made this because I wasn't knitting at the time. Well, I was knitting scarves maybe, like those fancy dancy eyelet kind of fancy floofy yarn. I might have been knitting and that's why but I never made this particular washcloth. This was a post on a blog, Groovy Mom. So Groovy Mom posted this, what she called the idiot's dishcloth. I hate that name. I wouldn't call it an idiot dishcloth, but I guess it's found in the knitting book called The Complete Idiot's Guide to Knitting and Crochet. And she said she's found this pattern all over, so there's no credit to be had. We don't know who might have created it. But this is the closest thing I have to a credit would be Groovy Mom, striving for simplicity one day at a time. And it was in a section called Free Knitting Patterns, I think. If I can find this, I will post it. But what I'm going to do is this pattern is so simple that I'm going to write it out in the description box below because it's about what? 3 lines? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, let's be realistic. 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 8 lines. And it's very, very simple. And I thought I'd try it because here it looks like it's pointed, but what it is, that's the corner. Let's see if I can get it to look straight. Well, better yet, why don't I just show you a couple of finished ones. Now, I've made some similar to this, but they didn't have this lovely border. The first one I tried was this one, I believe. Yes. This was, I found a bunch of pink scraps. Pink scraps that don't really match, but I put them together because that is the object of this 52 weeks of dishcloths, is to try and use up all my cotton. So here it is, square. Well, I didn't block this one either. You gotta kind of square it up. But see the border? Because what those are yarn overs. You start out, you cast on 4. I'm going to tell you this. This is just so wonderful. And like I said, I'm going to print it, write it out. You cast on 4. Then you knit 1 row. So that's this. Then in the next row, you knit 2, do a yarn over, and knit 2. And then you turn. And in the next row, you knit 2, yarn over, and knit to the end of the row. And that's what you do. You knit 2, yarn over, knit to the end, turn. Yarn over, knit 2. No, wait a minute. Knit 2, yarn over, knit to the end. Yarn over, knit 2, knit to the end. And you just keep doing that until you have, it'll look like this. Let's put it this way. You will have 45 stitches. It'll look like, wait a minute. It will look like this. It'll be right here. I'm doing it on straight needles because I have them. I like straight needles for this. I don't know why. I got some bamboo needles here. Bamboo-zia. No. Okay. So then when you have 45 stitches, once it looks like it's about this big, you just count. Because all you're doing, each row is turn, knit 2, yarn over, knit to the end. And it's every row. So talk about TV knitting perfect. So then once you have the 45 stitches, the next row is what I'm doing right now. You knit one, you knit two together, do a yarn over, and knit to the end of the row. So it's a little different, but it's still pretty simple. Am I at the beginning of the row? Yeah, I'm at the beginning of the row. Whoa, I ended a row. So it's basically knit one. Make sure I'm telling you the right thing. Knit two together, yarn over for your little hole there, and then I think it's knit two together again. It's knit one, knit two together, yarn over, knit two together. So there's a little extra to do on that one to make that little, so that's like 4 stitches. And then you just knit to the end of the row, and you turn and you do the same thing and continue that until only 5 stitches remain. When there are 5 stitches left on the needle, you knit 2 together, and knit 1. And then you're back to your original 4 stitches. You bind off, and ta-da! You have this. I love it. I'm kind of been going crazy. I did another one with this. I have a lot of this yarn. I don't know what I bought it for, but I've got the plain brown and I've got this, and I don't know what I was thinking, but it's not bad. So I have that one, I have this one, and very soon I'll have this one. Now, if you watch a movie, you can do the whole thing. If you're only watching a program at night like Jeopardy or something, you might get halfway through. So it's a nice thing to have on the side for when you're in between projects. That reminds me, I am in between projects. I was going to talk about another project, but you know what? I'm not going to talk about it this week. I'll save that for next week because I started my Stephen West shawl, my second Stephen West shawl, but I stopped work on that because I'm starting over. Story of my life. I start everything over. It's almost as if I have to get a feel for the project and then I can take it all apart and start over for real. Maybe that's my kind of a swatch. Well, anyway, I'll talk about that next week. But I wanted to tell you about this, and I'm going to write it out down below. You can just copy and paste it onto like a Word document or something. Just copy it into your notes, your whatever you use. You know, if you have whatever kind of, I don't know, if you have a tablet or an iPad or just a regular computer, just cut and paste it and have this little, because I only have this little thing. This is all the pattern. It's only like from there to there. It starts there on cast on 4 and it ends right here, bind off. So there's barely any instruction. And it's easy to memorize, even though I fumbled my way through it. Even though I made 3 of them over the last day and a half, I think. I like these the best. There's a little note in this instruction where someone says they make it out of regular yarn and then they put them together and they're making an afghan from it, I guess. And there's also, that's why I'll try to find you the link. I haven't even read this yet, but there's an update, how to make the idiot's dishcloth into a towel. You do it up till 58 stitches, then you decrease till there are only 4 stitches left, cast off to 1 stitch left, pick up 27 stitches down the side, and then you go again, I guess. I haven't tried that, but these would make a nice dish towel. I'm going to see. I'm going to look into that because I have a lot of cotton. So that's that on the dishcloths for this week. I'm not telling, oh yeah, I can tell you what I'm making next week. Next week I went into a different knitting book, which I didn't bring to the desk here. So I will just tell you about next week. I think something just happened that I accidentally turned off the I'm recording on my computer instead of a camera. I don't know what I just did. Hopefully, this is part 2. Okay, let's see. Oh, I had mentioned in passing at one point that I was doing a 100-day project, which started on February 13th, maybe? February 12th? I don't know when it started. But today is day 18. Oh, wait. I have a calendar in front of me. Day 1 was the February 13th. Yep. Okay. And it's the 100-day project, and I'm looking at it as a cat challenge. And I am trying to get rid of UFOs. This is all declutter, finish up. I don't want all these things clogging my brain. My brain is messed up enough with trying to think of words or remember what I'm doing or where I'm going, or did I put the flour in the recipe? No, flour you can usually tell. Did I put the baking powder in the recipe already? I forgot. It's in front of me. There's some measuring spoons. I don't know if I put it in yet or not. And you're trying to look really close to see if there's anything that resembles baking powder in the recipe. But I never start over. Maybe I'll put in half the amount I'm supposed to in case it's double. Anyway, yeah, I got a lot of things going on in there that I have to try to declutter my brain. We got some really weird sounds going on in my kitchen. I have to stop for a minute. I don't know what that is. Back again. Oh no, now the dogs. The sound was something very strange. I took a shower earlier, and I know I turned off the water. I know I turned off the water, but sometimes I guess there's a little bit of water that's left in the shower head, and it kind of drips out. Well, this sounded like a flood in the bathroom. That's why I had to go check. By the time I got in there, it stopped. I don't know. Sometimes there are spirits in the house. Okay, back to my 100-day project. Declutter. This is a 225 block quilt that I made last spring that I never put together. Mostly because I had a hard time putting it together. And the reason I had a hard time putting it together is because I didn't use the exact fabric that Editor Siddha had used. It's laundry basket quilts. That's what it's supposed to look like. If you use all the correct light and dark values appropriately. Mine's not exactly that, because I used scraps, because I had in my head at that time too, I was just going to use my scraps and I had a couple of fat quarters, and then I had some other scraps, and I thought the blues and like the tans would look nice. So I did that. But when you're making blocks, and it's a mystery quilt, you're making blocks in a mystery quilt, she tells you use a light color, use a dark color. See, how does she put it? Is there instruction here? Yeah, she says you will need one blue fabric and one light fabric. So there's a blue fabric and a light fabric. So I used like tans, but I should have probably used a light blue and a dark blue to be more, although I used colors that were similar, but to make this move along, it doesn't look the same. It's never as nice as hers, but I did use up all that fabric. Those are 4-inch squares finished. So I have all the squares put together, and it's ready for a border. And so this goes into my acquisitions piece. I bought this for a border. It's a very, very light print, very tiny. And I think it's going to bring out the tans that are in that quilt. Hopefully it will. And I'm going to do a stop border of about 1.5 inches. So it'll probably, if I cut 1.5 inch strips, I'll have a 1-inch tiny border around. And then I'm going to do these at about, 4 inches is the size of the block. So maybe I'll do a 5-inch border. But this is easy because you just cut out that and slap it on. And then it's a matter of preparing your backing and putting the batting in, and I mount it on the long arm and I will quilt it. So that is, to me, like a big thing done, because all those blocks are there. However, can you see the block that's right at the bottom of the screen? I don't know if I can point to it. It's right underneath my finger, and it's going like an hourglass. Well, I noticed it because when I put it up here, I could tell that if you go right up to, where's its counterpart? It's underneath that. So here, the counterpart would be, let's see, where is, can I put a pencil in there? No, my finger. If I only knew how to use the camera, huh? Right there, there's an hourglass on its side. And that is indeed the way the block is supposed to go. So it was a good thing that I hung it up here so that I found the bad block, which is right here, right here. It's supposed to lay down. It's not supposed to go up and down the way my bottom block there is going up and down. So far, that's the only one I can tell that's out of place. So I'm going to just snip all around the edges of that and flip it and then sew it all back in. And then I'll be able to put the border on. So that's my 100-day project. Today is day 18, I believe. Yes, today is day 18. So I will probably get this in better shape tomorrow, because while I am trying to declutter closets and things and old clothes, I am also redoing my basement craft room, my sewing room, where the long arm is. And we moved the position of the long arm last Sunday, and I thought I'd be finished by now, but I didn't have enough room. I'm trying to utilize the space and have a little more room to move around. See, when you make quilts, you're always full of threads. And there's a closet right off my sewing room, and it's kind of big. So I am decluttering that closet right now, and I'm running into all sorts of things that are so time consuming, like old pictures, curtains coming out of my ears, and old clothes. The old clothes are easy. I bagged them up. They're going to Savers today. The pictures, I've gotten through one whole box, because the first thing, you can decrease the amount of pictures by half by throwing away all the negatives. We're never going to have those pictures made over. And if you do want a copy, scan it. So that helps. Anyway, I need the rest of my sewing room extras to go into that closet. I'm trying to sell my Littlefoot frame, but no one seems to be wanting it on Craigslist anyway. So I'm going to disassemble it and stick it into that closet, because who knows? Who knows what the future brings? I might end up in a very, very smaller place to live and only have a small quilting machine and get rid of the 10-foot. I don't know. So we'll see. I'll go pack that up. So I'm planning on doing all that stuff today after I get Hunter home, or before I pick him up and after I get him home. And so that's why I won't work on the quilt until tomorrow, because all my flat surfaces down there are covered with stuff. I need my big tables in order to measure out the borders and the backing, prepare the backing. So that's that. One more new acquisition, but it's sewing. But I want to show it because I recently started watching a new videographer, and she's a sewing person. Her name is Natalie, but her title is Sew, S-E-W, Sew Hungry Hippie. Sew Hungry Hippie. SewHungryHippie.com. And she has a lot of glitter vinyl, which isn't me, but I wanted to try some. There she is with her little pug, because I bought some stuff from her. And actually what I bought was a kit to make her soft vinyl easy zipper case. So it's just a little, you know, like a Notions case, but it's really cool. And it's a little kit. Price point was wonderful. I mean, I don't think I could have gone out and bought these pieces individually. She even cuts the little pieces you need for the zipper tabs on each side. You know, when you have a zipper and you can cover them. She cuts out a little QR. Yeah, the thing you have to scan. You can get her video on how to make this bag. I think she gave me the pattern. I said I wanted the pattern. Unless that is what you get when you ask for the pattern. Well, here it is. I think she calls this Space Age Vinyl. It's so soft. I don't know. I just thought it would be fun to sew. And I'm pretty sure this is a Tula Pink lining. How great is that? So you get enough for the bag. You get that. You get the fancy matching zipper pull for the zipper. This girl is great. She is just great. Look at this. Look at it. It's a rainbow zipper. I just love this kit. And you get the interfacing. Fusible. So that was an acquisition from So Hungry Hippie. I just have been quilting those blocks. I mean, assembling those blocks for a week or so. And I would love to make a bag and having all the pieces already cut out. Although I thought I bought the pattern. Apparently I did not. So I'm going to have to go. Like I need a pattern to make a zipper bag? Come on. I've made enough of them. I don't see it in here. But I bought something else that was beyond the kit. I bought 2 different fabrics of hers. Well, they're not hers, but she's selling them. The name of the designer is Anna Maria. Okay, are you ready for this? It is such beautiful fabric. How beautiful is that? I bought a yard. Definitely going to be a bag. It's a Free Spirit. Love Always is the name of it by Anna Maria. Love it. You should check out this girl. She has these for curtains. They're beautiful. And I love this one too. Are these cone flowers? Let's see if there's a name on them. Oh, it's just such lovely fabric. Is it beautiful? Look at how it's almost shiny. It's not. And this one is called, oh, see. This is Echinacea Glow. Echinacea Glow. And what did I don't think I gave you the name of this one, did I? This one is Love Always, I guess. It's just in bigger. Well, anyway, she's got great fabrics. She sells it in half yard cuts, so I paid like $12 a yard. That's what cotton is. And if you spend over a certain amount, I think you got free shipping. And I didn't spend an awful lot. These new kind of slips, they never tell you what you spent. I want to say I spent a little over 40 bucks. Because I got 2 yards of the fabric, 1 and 1, and I got so that would be 12 and 12, 24. And then I think the kit was maybe, I don't know if it was 18, 24, 18, 34, and 8, 42. Yeah, I probably spent around 42 bucks. And I got free shipping. Love it. Love all of this. So, did I say I'm decluttering and getting rid of stuff? And trying to finish unfinished projects? Well, I am, but you still got to have new stuff. You got to have something that gets you excited, and you look at that fern. Look at the colors in that fern. Gorgeous. Love it, love it, love it. Can't wait. All right. So that was an acquisition along with that. So I think that's it. I don't think I have any more to share with you today. Wednesday, the middle of the week, huh? Well, I wish you all a good rest of the week, and I'll see you next Wednesday with my next. The only thing I know about my next washcloth is that it's in this pink variegated, the top pink variegated. Yeah, I made it out of that. I don't know the name of it or anything because I see it over there. I finished it, but it's next week's. I was ahead this week because I didn't have any knitting projects, and so I had to make next week's washcloth. But I'm not going to get that much ahead of myself because I want to make more of these, for lack of a better title, idiots. But yeah, I'm going to put those instructions in the description box for you. Maybe you'll try it. It just takes, and plus she says it takes like the cotton yarn, and she says use a needle size 6, 7, 8, or 9. She used 9. She likes size 9. I used the 7 because I had a straight pair of shorter bamboo that I wanted to use. Thanks for dropping in. Always so happy when people just check out the video. Thanks. See you next week. Bye now.